Alright, good evening ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV's coverage of the Dirty Old Bastards World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series. Tonight we come back to the Eldora Speedway, the Big E, located in Rossburg, Ohio. So I was waiting on one more card to apologise about the first two groups. I thought the mic was live, but it turns out I made a rookie error and forgot to unmute it. So group number 3. On the racetrack, the first car to take the green flag in the 93 is Chris Roberts. Behind him in car number 20, his teammate is John Lowe. And it's just those two drivers on the racetrack for qualifying here. They take the top 20, but Chris Roberts 7th quick with a 13.970. John Lowe 8th quick with a 14.109, excuse me. Roberts looks faster on lap number 2. We'll see what happens as he comes across the line. As, no, little size here. Actually gets bumped back to 8th as John Lowe with a 13.917. So wait for another lot of cars to come out onto the racetrack. In the Snap-on Tools, Carnabrant, it's Joshua Secor. In the yellow 45, looks the Pennzoil machine. It's going to be Robert Scott. And in the Mopar, number 97, Matthew Henninger. Henninger the first of the 3 drivers to get the green flag. So top 20 qualifiers will lock themselves into tonight's main event. Still got half the field to come in qualifying. Henninger 9th quick with a 14.253. Secor with a 14.061. Robert Scott no time, contact with the wall, and Henninger, can he jump? He does. He goes to 14.140. Robert Scott no time yet again, contact with the wall, so he will not be scored with a lap time. Therefore, starting at the back, Joshua Secor, 9th quick, first lap time with a 14.061. And it looks like the car keepers. Car number 4, one of the Beaver cars. It's going to be Rick Beaver. In car number 53, it's Tom Prakash. And in the 005, in the American Racing Custom Wheels Generic Healthcare, it's Brandon Steele. Rick Beaver, Prakash, and Steele, your 3 cars in group qualifying race number 1 in the daytime. Rick Beaver, 11th quick at the moment. Make that 12th quickest. Tom Prakash goes to position number 11. Brandon Steele in 13th. So these drivers 11, 12, and 13th respectively. Ken Beaver, can he jump inside of your top 10? He cannot. He gets bumped back. There's Prakash 12th quick. And Brandon Steele jumps up to position number 11 with a 14.0. Might be a 0, might be a 102 or something like that. So not a lot of cars come out onto the racetrack in the 15 GTX. It's going to be Gary Walbolt. In kind of a 75, it'll be Jacob Escalopio. And right in behind him is the 39 of Jimmy Prakash. And I got information that apparently I called the Prakash boys brothers last week. In fact, they are father and son on the race. So we'll see what Walbolt, Prakash, and Escalopio can do. Gary Walbolt, 14th quick for the GTX, number 15. Jimmy Prakash in car number 39. Jumps up to position at number 13. And Escalopio, no time. Walbolt out of the gas. Looks like he's actually run out of fuel in qualifying. And Jimmy Prakash, fortunately, stays 13th quick. So Walbolt No time on lap number 2, and at the moment it's Ryan Pace who has set tonight's fastest time by nearly a tenth over Tyler Henselman. And a winner from last week in the 127, it's Stephen Hill. Behind him in the Pennzoil 45, it's going to be Robert Scott, and in car number 22, Jason Nygaard. So expect the 127 to jump into the top 10. And that is Stephen Hill. First lap time for Stephen Hill is 11th quick. And these drivers only getting one lap. Jason Nygaard, 16th quick. So that will do it for qualifying. As it looks like we might be going through your starting grid here in just a moment. Just waiting on the drivers just to fill their tanks up. So we've got some camera angles that we might have if we have any yellows. Now I believe, not sure whether we have twin 35s or if it's twin 30s tonight. So that's the overhead shot of the Eldora Speedway. Turn 1 and 2 to the right of your screen, and turn 3 and 4 to the left. You might ask why there is 4 turns or 4 corners when there's only 2 ends of the racetrack. Well, as you enter into the first corner, that's turn number 1. As you come out of that corner, that's corner number 2. Get down the back straight away and you enter turn number 3. And about the middle of turn 3 and 4, right. Now that light post is on the infield. That will be the entry of corner number 4. So we'll go through your starting grid here in just a second. Just getting through the right cameras. Alright, we'll go through your starting grid. So Ryan Pace at tonight's quick time of the 13.638. He will start out of position at number 1. Tyler Henselman will start out of position at number 2. Inside, row number 2 will be the 64 of Drew Neal lining up alongside the 73 of Alan Samel. At a position 5, sees the 57 of Luke Ganez lining up alongside the 057 of Craig Dunn. John Lowe in car number 20 starts at a position 7, lining up alongside him teammate in the 93 is Chris Roberts. At a position number 9, it's going to be the 8 of Joshua Secor lining up alongside the 97 of Matthew Henninger. Inside, row number 6 is the 127 of Stephen Hill lining up alongside the 005 of Brandon Steele. Row 7, it's the Prakash boys, father and son, Tom on the inside, Jimmy on the outside at a position 13 and 14. At a position number 15, it's going to be Rick Beaver lining up alongside the 22 of Jason Nygaard. Gary Bobolt starts at a position at number 17, and he will line up alongside Robert Scott at a position 18. And at the back, riding shotgun in row number 10, it's going to be the 75 of Jacob Escalopio. So that is your starting grid for tonight's feature event. So watch the cars do a couple of formations. So the driver's been told 1 to go. And I'm just trying to figure out if it is twin 35s. In fact, it is twin 35s, so 35 laps on the board. We get set Pace and Henselman. Your front row, Drew Neal, Alan Samel, Luke Yanez.
Green.
And Craig Dunn. The green is out, and we are racing here at Eldora Speedway. Pace and Neal got a good start. Tyler Henselman, meanwhile, a little bit slow on the start as they come down the back straightaway. Drivers trying to find themselves a line. Oh, Yanez gets turned by the 057 of Craig Dunn. Yanez is flipping violently. Thank God this is a sim, because that was a nasty, nasty roll. A big one for the 57. And you'll find his night is done and dusted. So an early yellow. For the Dirty Old Bastards, World of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Car Series. So the first of hopefully not many yellows to come here. Tonight, Eldora, a big, wide and open racy track. Race number 2 will happen shortly after race number 1, but this time we turn the lights on. And what will happen from now on is we will shut the stream down and we will start up another stream for race number 2, so don't go anywhere. It'll still be on Ultimate Dirt TV. Lights are out on the pace track. Drivers getting told to tighten up. Single file. White flag on lap 38.
Green's out. Green flag.
As soon as the green flag comes out, we're back underway here at the Eldora Speedway. Pace with a good start. Now, Craig Dunn. Oh, the 73 of Alan Samel. Now, here comes the 8 of Joshua Secor on the low side on the inside of Samel. And John Lowe looking to make this a 3-car battle. Here comes the 127 of Stephen Hill. Oh, Secor! Joshua Secor upside down. John Lowe with some damage. Jacob Escalopio spinning to avoid some contact with John Lowe. So the 20 machine of John Lowe getting caught up with Joshua Secor, Jacob Escalopio thinking about going into the pits. In fact, he's going to keep the car rolling. So he actually will get waved around the pace car. It's already a couple of casualties. We've got the 57 of Luke Yanez, John Lowe in the 20. And the 8 of Joshua Secor. So in the meantime, we'll bring up our top 10 on the left-hand side of the screen. And they line up this way. It'll be Ryan Pace in the 44, Drew Neal in caliber 64, Tyler Henselman in the 21 in third, Craig Dunn in the 057, Alan Samel in the 73, Stephen Hill 127, Chris Roberts in the 93, the 005 of Brandon Steele, Matthew Henninger in car number 97, and Tom Prakash in car number 53. We'll take that off the screen. Lights are out, white flag, lap number 41. Ryan Pace. Drivers cannot go until the green flag. As soon as the green flag is displayed, you may get on the gas. If you pass, you are allowed to pass on the outside. If you get a black flag, admins will not clear the black flag. So Craig Dunn in the 057 looking to the outside. Here comes Henselman to the... Oh, Henselman And Drew Neal is around. Drew Neal in the 64. Got a little bit out of shape in front of Henselman. Henselman having nowhere to go. And Drew Neal in the 64 spins it out. One of the greatest dirt eye races you will see, apparently. So the 45 back in pit road. So we should see the white flag on lap 44. So still 30 odd laps remain. So the season coming to a near close for the Dirty Old Bastards 12-week series. They have a week off in week 13. I think this is week number 8, I believe. Could even be 9. I would have to look at the schedule. In fact, while we've got a bit of time here, we might try and have a look and see what week it is. And the lights are out on the pace track, and I'll go through a post that the Dirty Old Bastard guys put up 10 hours ago. If you haven't seen it on Facebook, feel free to go. Please do go like Dirty Old Bastards. As they race anything and everything during the week. They put on a good show. Nice and simple. We're back underway. The white flag, lap 44. And speaking of 44, that's the number of your race leader. Tyler Henselman in second spot right now. Continues to run the high side of the racetrack, followed by Craig Dunn. Then you got Alan Sabell, Chris Roberts in the 93, and Stephen Hill. Here comes the 005 of Brandon Steele looking to the inside. He makes contact with the 127 of Stephen Hill. And Hill is going to fall back, and now he's actually going to drive back around the outside of Steele. Oh, we got a big one! Tyler Henselman. He went upside down. He got it back on all fours. Not sure whether he rode the wall or whether there was contact with the race leader. And Drew Neal crashing under yellow. So we'll have to keep an eye on the 21 at the moment. So everything seems to be working fine. Rolling around on the pace laps. But you won't know until you get to full speed with these race cars. So it'll be the 44 who's in pit road. So I'm assuming there was contact between the two. And well, Craig Dunn in the 057 inherits the race lead. Chris Roberts back there in second. Third will be Stephen Hill. Go back to Brandon Steele, Tyler Henselman. Matthew Henninger in the 97 in the Mopar entry. Jason Nygaard. Tom Prakash, Gary Walwalt. Rick Beaver in the 4. And in the 75 is Jacob Escalopio. Not a bad memory from a couple of these guys that haven't really raced too many races in the series. And Craig Dunn being one of those drivers, he will lead the field. Back to the green flag. The green is out, and we are back underway at Eldora. So Roberts goes to the inside. That's your battle for first, but Dunn looks to the outside, and he gets a clear run. Oh, the 15 of Gary Walwalt. You see that front end stuck into the catch fence, and Well, that's going to require the crane to pick that one up because the tow truck is out.
7.
And we'll actually be able to hear the race control, what lap the white flag is on. So I believe we're up to white flag lap 50. So just going back on what I was, to reiterate what I was talking about with the Dirty Old Bastard, in case you all haven't heard, a sponsor has been secured for both the ASCS 360s and also the World of Outlaws 410 series. The championship trophy will be provided to the 360 champion, and currently in talks about having the 360 races broadcasted. As for the 410 series, the top 3 in points will all receive a trophy, and they will continue to use Ultimate Dirt TV for the World of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Car Series. So champions for both ASCS 360s and the 410s will receive trophies. And next week they have the Dirty Old Bastards Speed Week, which I believe 4 nights, 8 races, and it's just a bunch of fun. This is week number 8. So they've still got another 4 weeks after this one. We get set to go back to the drop of the green flag. Craig Dunn, your race leader. Chris Roberts, Stephen Hill, Brandon Steele, and Tyler Hensman, Matthew Henninger. And a big wheel stand there by Craig Dunn. It's going to be the 93 of Roberts. Keeping to the low side of the racetrack. Goes up top in turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Stephen Hill in the 127, the black and green machine. Oh! Brandon Steele somehow keeps the car going. Matthew Henninger up to your top 5. So a nice drive by the 97 Beaver. Trying to keep that car under control right now. Henselman as well. You battle on for the minor placings. 3 cars battling for positions 2 and 3 on the racetrack. Oh, Stephen Hill and Tyler Henselman come together. Hill is upside down. And not what the 127 needed. So this has been a bit of a rough race. As Craig Dunn will wait for the safety truck to drive around him, and then the drivers will be on 2 to green. Now there is a time curfew as well for these guys, which they could be approaching this one very, very quickly. But as it stands, Craig Dunn, Chris Roberts, and Matthew Henninger, who was jumped up to position at number 3. I believe he started in the 5th row, I think it was. So week number 8 of the 12-week series between for the 410 World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series. So quite a few cars, unfortunately, back in pit road. And it's looking like Craig Dunn might be able to hang on to a victory here. And looks like the pace truck is going to take the left-hand turn into pit road, and Craig Dunn will get us back underway. And the green flag is back out. Roberts in second, Henninger in third, and he's going to use the low side of the racetrack. But Roberts goes back to the top shelf, trying to reel in your race leader. Oh, Roberts into the wall. He's going to lose multiple spots, and there was something there at the right rear. Well, the Jacobs ladder broken on that race car, and you can see that car does not want to turn. So Nygaard and Prakash now. They almost made contact. And how about the drive from Matthew Henninger? Battle on for second. Steele on the inside in that American Racing Custom Wheels. Caneric Healthcare 005. He's going to throw the big slide job in 3 and 4. Henninger back in the Mopar machine, the number 97. in the third. So a nice drive from Matthew Henniger, keeping out of trouble and picking up positions. This will do his confidence a world of good, I must say, in the 97. Brandon Steele in the 005. He's been to the front, he's been to the back, he's come back to the front. That front nerve bar on the 005 is a bit beaten and bruised. But how about the race leader? And in the 057, fellow nativeman from Australia is Craig Dunn. And he is looking good at the moment. Got a very big lead over your race leader. Now, Tyler Henselman. Let's have a chat about the 21. He's doing everything he can to battle back into the top three. Now, him and Chris Roberts. Oh, Henninger! Out of shape, out of turn number 4. He keeps it going. And what a save that was from the 97. Back in talks about the 21. Him and the 93 of Chris Roberts battling for the Series Points Championship. They'll have a new champion this season for the World of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Car Series, as their current defending champion is on the microphone. They do a fantastic job with their races. And week in, week out. A good solid car count as well. So Henselman now trying to reel in the 005 of Brandon Steele. So I believe we're on about 15 to 20 to go. So the track pretty much slick all the way around the racetrack. The top side in 3 and 4 still looks very, very racy. I dare say 1 and 2, the middle line, looks like there's still something there for the drivers. You might want to try and test that out, and there you have it. You just heard it over the one-way communication radio system. 10 laps to run for your race leader in the 057 of Craig Dunn, as he's put a lap down on Rick Beaver. Still got more lap traffic to deal with. Oh, he's got the car going, Rick Beaver, so well done to Rick to keep that car going and pull that car into the pits. But it's Henninger who is going to have to drive around to the outside, and well, Beaver, he actually gets back on the gas, so good lap car. Battle on for second, I think, with about 7 laps to run. 7 or 8 to run here for Craig Dunn, but the battle is well and truly on here between Brandon Steele and Tyler Henselman. Henselman, he's at a race that he'd probably rather forget, considering that, you know, he's been to the back. He's been involved in a couple of incidences, and no fault of his own, though. So we'll keep an eye on the battle on for second. 5 to go. Your race leader as he goes into turn number 1 and 2. Meanwhile, your second and third place car come across the start-finish line now. So Henselman, in fact, Henselman actually rode the wall in 3 and 4, I think it was, on one of the opening laps. And well, when the cars ride the wall like that, generally they come down with some sort of right rear damage, but he was able to keep the car going. And that 21 machine is rolling on the top side right now. 3 laps left to run, 1.5 miles to go. 12 corners to negotiate. In fact, make that 8 as your race leader comes past the start-finish line now. And we'll go to him in just a second. And Henselman will get sucked into that turn 3 and 4 wall. There it is, white flag for your race leader, the 057 of Craig Dunn. Looking to pick up a win here. Into turn number 3 and off of turn number 4. He is successful. He started on the outside of the third row. And he will come away victorious. We have a look at our finishing results here. Craig Dunn gets the win. Brandon Steele second. Third, we'll go to Tyler Henselman. Matthew Henninger 4th, and Tom Prakash rounds out your top 5. Brandon Steele at 12th to 2nd. Henniger from 10th to 4th. Prakash 13th to 8th. Jason Nygaard 16th to position 6th. Rick Beaver 15th to 7th. Chris Roberts in 8th. Stephen Hill 9th. Jacob Escalopio 19 up to 10th. Then back to Gary Walbot, Ryan Pace, Alan Samel, Drew Neal, Robert Scott, John Lowe, Joshua Sakor, Luke Yanez, and Jimmy Procash. So we'll try and grab a word with our top 3 here in just a moment, which is actually, in fact, we've got to open up Discord because I've just realised that I have not been on Discord this whole time. So we'll throw to the commercial screen and we'll come back with our top 3 here in just a moment. And in fact, Craig Dunn not in the server. Neither is Brandon Steele, so we'll bring in our 3rd place car of Tyler Henselman. And Tyler, well, a race that was up and down. You started at the front, you got to the back, you got caught up and involved in a couple of wrecks, but no fault of your own. You just wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a rough one. I did cause one of them. I got caught up a little bit on the other ones, and I just didn't drive it well.
That track was pretty slick from sort of top to bottom the whole way around. What was it like as trying to get around it?
Yeah, it was a different track. Eldora usually has at least one line where you can get some kind of traction, and it was everywhere. There was slick on the top, slick on the bottom, slick in the middle, and not normal places. So we were all searching for it, and no one was really finding it except for Craig, and actually Pace earlier, but it's just a tough track.
Well, you got a few more points on Roberts, as far as championship points go. So still got another race to come, but this time, the lights are going to be turned on. So expectations for race number 2?
Just going to kind of keep the wheels under me and go as best I can, and hopefully a little bit racier track. Not that this one was terrible, but we have better ones. So I just want to keep going forward.
All right, man. I'm sure you got some sponsors and a few shout outs you want to give.
Absolutely. Dirty Old Bastards Racing League. That's where we race. It's what I love. It's a fun time. So come join us. Dirt Track and Bastards. That's our current team name. And of course, Ultimate Dirt TV and you, Brett. So we appreciate it.
All right. Well, look, we'll let you get back to it and get the car fixed, and we'll see you back out here for race number 2 when the lights get turned on.
Sounds good. Thanks, Brett.
That was Tyler Henselman coming home in 3rd place. Brandon Steele in 2nd. Craig Dunn was your winner here in the race 1 of the series. We are going to shut the stream down. We will be back for race number 2 live here on Ultimate Dirt TV. So stick around. We will be going live in about 20 minutes or so. So you're going to hit the subscribe button on the YouTube page. Be notified of when we go live so you don't miss any of the action here on Ultimate Dirt TV. You're watching the Dirty Old Bastards World of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Car Series at Eldora Speedway. Race number 1 complete. Race number 2. Race number 2 to come up in just a moment. And we'll see you back on the other side.